Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, April 27th, and I have taken a short position here. Got the stop 49.24, and I'm going to hold the exit here at 40 ticks, see what happens. Might back it off to 30, we'll see. And let's see, what was it good for yesterday? I think it was good for 45 ticks yesterday. Anyway, this trade was called out before it would happen within my charting service, and I will come back and show you the progression and, of course, the outcome of this trade. It's starting to come down. Oh, it just dropped a little bit right there. Starting to come down here. The time is 4:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time, or 7:45 New York time. So a lot of you are still asleep in the United States. But out here in Thailand, it is 6:46 p.m. Sun is just setting here at the beach, and was a nice day, but not too sunny. It's a nice sunset though. Anyway, I love living in this time zone to trade the markets because it frees me up to trade anything I want. I can trade the code 2 for the euro US dollar, and then trade the code 2 for the oil, for the euro session on the oil, and then trade the code 2 for the USA session on the oil. It just absolutely frees me up. I can trade the European stock market and find gems. I can trade the USA stock market and find gems. I can trade the Australian stock market, you name it, anywhere, anything that's moving. Middle Eastern stock market, Indian stock market, you name it, anything and everything, any company, some gem company that's moving, and find it with scanners and get into it, and keeps going in the right direction, hold it for a bit for a nice profit, try to see, judge what it's going to be good for, which takes a lot of experience. No possible way to teach anything like that. The only way to teach something is to teach this code. There's no way that you can teach people how to be a trader. It's nearly not possible. The only thing that you can do is you can trade. You can actually do trading and share your trading with them, and then they learn from you over time. It takes a long time to learn, though. Long time to learn. And most people never do learn, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is, But with the codes, it gives you a mathematical way to learn the market, learn how it works, so that you can play it mathematically, know what it's going to do by a set of logic, and not by anything else that's arbitrary. The code, if there's one thing the code is not, it's not arbitrary in any way, shape, or form. It's 100% mathematical and logical. It's programming. So, anyway, getting close to the bottom here to break below on the 10-minute chart. And you can see the start of the day is right here, April 27th. And it's been moving down, popped back up for a bit, and now moving down again. My exit is down at 68 for 40 ticks. I'm gonna hold it there, see what it does. On the 10-minute or the daily chart, we're looking good, looking very good. And by the way, in my charting service, I called for it to go down, and I called for it to go down at this code. And I said, if it goes down at this code, you can probably hit a pretty good sized trade here. So 40 ticks is not unreasonable to go for. I might be able to hit something even larger than that, maybe. But anyway, trading is not as easy as I'm making it look here. You should keep that in mind. Some people can do it, some people cannot. It's like professional tennis players. You watch professional tennis players on TV, A lot of people, look at it on TV and they say, oh, that's easy. You just run around the court a little bit and hit the ball back and forth and, not really much to it. But if you were to actually go play the game, you would realize it's 1,000 times harder than what it looks. 1,000 times harder. We got a big drop here. I wonder why. I don't even know. This is uncharacteristic of it to do this. Anyway, it's a lot harder than what it looks. And then you go and you practice and you start to get your swings down, you get your backswing down, you get your forehand down, and and you get your serve down, and you think, oh, okay, now I can play. No. Then when you play a real game, you realize how hard it actually is to put together everything all at once and put together and actually make a real game out of it. It's difficult. It's very difficult, but the professionals make it look easy. But it's not. I'm a professional trader. I'm making it look easy right now. But it's not. To somebody who is a beginner, it's going to take a lot of work to learn how to do this. And I even have advanced traders who have trouble. So, anyway, let's take a look at the code here. This thing gonna make it? Let's move down awful fast. Be ready to exit here. Alright, I'm just gonna get out. Okay, I'm out right there. Whenever you have a big move down and it almost comes to your exit, maybe starts to bounce a little bit, good idea just to jump out. You don't need to get the full amount of ticks. There's so many things when you trade you have to take into account. You don't want to be greedy. At the same time, you don't want to be stingy. You need to hit big trades, but you need to not be, greedy and go, oh, well, I just, maybe I could hit, much more you need to. There's so many things that you have to put together, kind of like being a professional tennis player, There's so many things that people don't realize that you have to put together to make it all work. And trading is the same way. And I have 17 years experience at trading, Anyway, I'm going to start a fund, and I'm going to let people invest into the fund, and I'll make money for people, and I can do what I love to do, which is to trade. Teaching how to trade is frustrating. It's frustrating. It's the only thing I know how to say. Because a lot of people try so hard, but they just can't do it. I feel bad for them. Don't want people to lose their money. And some people just going to have to realize you're just not traders. You're not going to be traders. And it's best just to realize that and not keep trying to bang your head up against the wall trying to trade when you just can't do it, Anyway. See, like right now, it's starting to go lower, right? You think I'm going to kick myself and go, oh, I should have hung on to it, and got even more? No, I'm not. That mean nothing to me. I'm just playing everything mathematical. I do not care if it keeps. I don't care if it goes down another 1,000 ticks. I don't care. I'm playing everything mathematically. Calculated risk. Everything mathematical. The trade you just saw me take right there was called out in advance within my charting service. But a woman recently came into my charting, learned the codes, and she said that I do not call the trades out in advance, like I say I do. But I do. I do call them out. But she says I don't. So, who's right? Is she right or am I right? Well, obviously I'm going to say that I'm right. And she just doesn't understand what she's talking about. There's a lot of people like that who simply don't understand. Another guy bought my course, and he said that he doesn't believe that the markets are controlled by a computer. He thinks they go up and down because it's buying and selling. I said, well, that's a mathematical impossibility. You see the same thing happening over and over and over again. That's mathematically impossible. If it was really trading, it wouldn't do that over and over and over again, every day. Not possible. But he doesn't see it that way. He has his own beliefs. You know, I let people believe whatever they want to believe now. And I can just do my own trading. It's very easy, it's very simple for me, as you can see. Very easy, very simple. Anyway, I called oil to go down. What's it doing? Going down. I called oil the exact code. I took it. It worked. Now I'm going to take more codes today. And they're going to work. And some people, like that girl, will say, but you don't call the trades out in advance. Okay. Anyway, I am going to come back. I'm going to have dinner now, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to take more trades that were called out in advance within my charting service. By the way, I have a lot of people, subscribers, to my charting service. So they obviously they obviously like it and think it's valuable, because they pay me $300 a month, month after 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 month. So they're getting value out of it. But some people don't see it that way. Can't please everybody, I suppose. Anyway, I will come back and take more trades. A fund is coming right around the corner. I'll be done with it this weekend. You can start sending money to a bank on Monday. I will take that, put it into my account in Singapore, and trade professionally. And I will show a lot of that trading here on YouTube, because I want the world to see for themselves that I am a very good trader. Not just that I broke the code. I know how to trade anything and everything. Real stocks. I mean real trading. This is cheating. I'm cheating. I know the code, so I'm totally 100% cheating. But I can trade real things that actually really trade, which is much more difficult to do. Anyway, as you can see, this thing is going lower. I have no idea why it is moving down so much. It's not characteristic for it to do so at this time period. The USA market hasn't even opened yet. Anyway, I'm just playing the code. I had no idea it was going to drop like that. Anyway, I will come back, take more trades. I was just looking at the charting service, and I actually don't have that many trades today. I only have 2 more code entries, and then code 2 entries. There's lots of code 1 entries. I could take, a whole boatload of those if I wanted to. I don't bother with that anymore. The code 2 is so much easier. And so I only have 2 more, but I also have a 1 trade per day that was good for, 25 ticks? No, 35 ticks. 35 ticks yesterday, which is pretty good. But unfortunately, that one comes, that one comes at the end of the market day. And I can't stay up for that, because it comes like 3 o'clock in the morning for me or something like that, so it's way too late. But that used to be my bread and butter trade, because it would come at the end of the market. I would get up late every day, towards the end of my, before I came here to Thailand. And I just trade that 1 trade, make it really easy. Or sometimes trade the code 1 for a little bit, and then take that trade as a final trade for the day. But anyway, I know probably most of you out there probably didn't hit the trade I just traded, because it comes too late for you, except for the East Coasters. You guys out in New York and stuff should hit it. All of you in Europe, certainly all of you in Southeast Asia, or Asia and China, Hong Kong, etc., all easily can hit that trade. Anyway, I've got 2 more I can take. I'll probably take both of them, although they both may go in the same direction. And if they do, then I'll just take one and hold it to the exit. So anyway, I could probably hit another 40 tick trade today, and then I'll be done for the day. Anyway, I am going to offer the signals, but I need the market to open up a bit more. It does look very promising right now at the moment. It's starting to move here, which is good. I would like to see it get a little more consistent than this, though, and move, more every day. I need to see the range increase. Right now we're dealing with like a 60 tick range on the market. Except for today, it's much more than that. Let's see, what are we looking at so far? We're looking at almost 100 ticks on the range so far. And on the code, we're looking at 50 ticks on the code. 50 ticks on this code so far. So, but yesterday it did the same. It did 50 ticks. So, it hasn't shown that it's opening up yet. As soon as it does, I'll definitely offer the signals. I know a lot of you want them. I'm really sorry that I cannot get you to learn how to do this for yourselves. I know many of you are, but many of you are not. And, so I know the signals will help you, but I'm going to trade a fund, and I'm going to show you what real trading is like, and you're going to be absolutely amazed, maybe inspired by what it's like to go out in the real world and do real trading in real markets and find the gems and jump in, jump out because you get it wrong, jump in to another one, jump out because you get it wrong, jump into another one, jump out because you get it wrong, and you think, wow, you just keep losing. Oh yeah? Think so, huh? Just keep watching. Jump in, boom, hit one. And you'd be like, whoa. Jump into another one, boom, hit one. And you think, wow. And jump into another one. Jump out, take a small loss. Jump into another one, jump out, take a small loss. Jump in again, the same one. Take another small loss. Jump in again, another one, take another small loss. And you think, man, you're crazy. Something wrong, No, keep watching. Jump in again. Boom. Hit it. Got it. That's what real trading is like. You gotta jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. Over and over and over and over and over again. Real traders take 100, 200 trades a day. And you're gonna see what really trading is like. This is kiddie stuff. This is cheating. This is knowing the program, the code behind the whole entire thing. This is 100% cheating. And it's easy as can possibly be. At least it is for me. Wish I could think of a better way to teach this. I have thought about it for 7 years and beat my head up against the wall trying to teach people. Thinking of different ways, different angles, different ideas, different theories about how I can teach it, different techniques, seeing what people aren't understanding and then going in and teaching it in a different way so that they do understand. And it works a lot of the time, but for a certain amount of people, it just simply does not work. And it seems like no matter how much I teach it, it's still not going to work. It gets frustrating. It gets frustrating for them. It's frustrating for me. I think the best thing for me to do, to be honest with you, is to have a fund, let people invest, and I can make them, 100%, 200% on their money a year. That's good. After a while, you start building up your money. Put your money to work for you. Otherwise, learning how to trade for yourself is... Well, let me give you an example. People buy the code. They never traded before in their whole life. They watch the videos. They say, oh yeah, I understand it. And then they go out and start trading, and they trade in a real account. They never practiced at all. And then they lose their money. And I said, well, what happened? Why didn't I, well, but you didn't practice. I mean, it'd be like me reading a book about how to play the saxophone, and then now I think I know how to play, and then I go enter a contest to go play the saxophone, and I can't play it. And people say, well, didn't you practice first? Didn't you blow it and practice making it to tone and some music and stuff with it? No, I just read the book. Oh, well, maybe you should have practiced first, and that would be, make sense, right? But to some people, they don't get that. I mean, I would never trade any kind of a system without practicing first. How would you know if it worked? How would you know if you really understood it? Anyway, you kind of hear a little bit of my frustration coming through. I don't want to listen. I want to hear people, they're losing their money. I kind of makes me think, well, maybe I just shouldn't be teaching this then. But then a girl in South Africa borrows money from her brother to buy my videos, borrows money from her brother to go and trade with, and then starts making $80,000 a month and calls herself the best trader in South Africa. If she didn't learn my codes, she would never have been able to do that. So I struggle. Should I allow other people who can't do it to dictate to me that I shouldn't be doing this, or should I teach it so that I can have other people be very successful? Which is it? And to be honest, I really don't know. I could give an argument going both ways. I mean, which does more harm? Which does more good? What's the right thing to do? I'm not really sure. I really don't know. Anyway, I just know what I can do. And I know the codes inside out, and but even when you see me trade the fun, you will see me trade other things. I don't just trade the code. The code is nice, it's nice, but there's so many other opportunities. Like, for instance, you can't compare, like, buying something for 2 pennies and it goes to $2. The amount of money you make from that is mind-boggling. And yet I can find things like that all the time. Constantly. So, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity out there. You just have to know what you're doing. Anyway, I will come back. I've got 2 more codes to take, and I'm going to take at least one of them and make another 40 ticks today, and then I'm going to call it a day. Now, I'll take a guess on what it's going to do from here. I will guess that it's going to continue to work its way up, probably come back up here somewhere, right around this area, right around 48.90 or so, 95, 48.95, somewhere around there. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. And then it's going to roll over and come all the way back down again. And I'm going to take the entry somewhere around up there. But it's not quite as easy as that. I'm just taking a guess what it's going to do on the chart. The code is something different than that. Something more precise than that. In other words, it may go up there and then come all the way back down before the code actually tells me to go short. That's very possible. Happens all the time. Or I might nail it up there with the code. Just depends. Or, of course, I could be totally wrong, and it may come all the way down, and then it may go up on the code. The code may tell me to go long. That's very possible, too. I'm just taking a guess. This is what it's going to do, because I've seen it do it 1,000 times. And then on the daily, what it'll look like is it'll go back up a bit and create a line right there. Nice line. It's already got a line right now, but an even bigger one. And then it'll roll over and come on back down and go red again. So that's what I'm guessing. I don't trade by guesses, though. I'm just trying to show that I can tell you what this thing will do, even though the code is not telling me what it's going to do. The code has already run its course, basically. It's gone, it's 50 ticks. So what it does from here, I can't tell you mathematically. I can only tell you by having the charts memorized, knowing what it does most of the time. So, anyway, I will come back after I've taken an entry and hit one more trade for 40 ticks, and I'll be done for today. And for all of you out there that are currently learning this, and all of you out there that want to learn this, there's one thing I need to tell you. If you want to start your own business, you're going to have to work harder than anybody else does. All the employees get to go home. They get to go have fun afterwards, do whatever it is they want. You as an owner have to take care of everything. From the start to the finish. You have to work far harder than everyone else if you want to be successful. Same thing with this. It may look like it's easy, but in order for you to be successful, you will need to work far harder than you ever have before at anything. I learned how to trade because I traded 12 hours a day from 5 a.m. in the morning Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, an hour and a half before the market opened. Traded an hour and a half pre-market, and then it closed at I traded till 5 o'clock my time, which is 8 o'clock at night. That's aftermarket. I traded every pre-market and aftermarket every day, 12 hours a day. Actually, yeah, from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, California time. 12 hours every day for 5 years. That's how I became a trader. I had to put in my time and effort to learn and to make the mistakes and to, the first thing I did, the market was going down in 2000, 2001. The market was going down. So the first thing I learned how to do was bounce stocks. Stocks would make these huge moves down, and all of a sudden they'd start bouncing. I would jump in on the bounce. I learned how to bounce one stock after another. And then, many times it would keep going down, so I'd jump back out, and then it would bounce again. I would take the next bounce. And then it would go down even more, and so I'd have to get it back out for another loss, and then I would take the next bounce. And I realized after a while that the third bounce was the charm. You wait for the third bounce, and then boom, you hit it. So I realized that pattern, because what it is, it takes 3 times for everybody to jump out and get scared. And everybody gets, after the third time, there's nobody left to be scared anymore. Now the buyers can take control, and it just goes right back up again. Now, the stock may continue to go down later, but the shorts who have shorted are buying. The buyer, people who want to profit are buying, and it just takes control. Also, I learned how to play short coverings. Oh, short coverings are the best play in the market. Once you get a stock go down so much and you get so many shorts in it, one day, for whatever reason, it'll just happen like magic. And when you get into a short covering, it's one of the most beautiful things in the world. And the thing will just take off and take off and take off and take off and keep going. Even when you think it's not going to keep going, it just keeps going. And you make fortunes from those. And I became good at that. And then I became good at learning how to short, which shorting is much more difficult. You gotta really be good to learn to short properly. You get torn up by shorting. And I learned how to do that. And then after a while, the market became a bull market instead of a shorting market and everything. So I had to completely change my way of thinking and turn from a shorter into somebody going long. And I felt totally uncomfortable going long. All I ever wanted to do was go short or bounce something real quick, or play a short covering. I was always thinking on the short side, how a shorter will think. And so I had to completely change my mindset into being a long player. And it wasn't easy for me to make that transition, but I did. And then I started to learn how to play charts. Go with the chart and play the chart. And then so my point though is that I put my time into learning how to trade over many years. And then I discovered the codes to the markets. And the codes are so simple in comparison. I mean, learning all these techniques for trading is difficult. It takes time, it takes skill, it takes experience. You can't just learn it out of a book or something like that. There's not possible. You can't watch a video and learn how to do something like that. It's not possible. You have to practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it. It's like trying to learn how to play professional tennis from a book. Not gonna happen. You have to go practice, practice, practice. You have to practice serving thousands of times before you start to become proficient at it. And that's even with a trainer. You start doing it by yourself, you may never learn. So don't make the mistake of thinking that this is so easy to do because I make it look easy. It's going to take a lot of work on your part if you want to do this, and you should learn how to do it and then practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it. And when you're really good in your practice, then you go live and you start trading. And you're going to find that all of a sudden it's going to get a lot harder than it was in practice. Why? Well, because now you're playing with real money. And now, all of a sudden, your emotions are going to get in the way. And you're going to go, oh no, it's going the wrong way. What should I do? And you're going to freeze like a deer in headlights. You're not going to know what to do. And you're going to have to go through that emotion. And you either thrive on it and like it and want more, or you're going to go, oh, this is not for me. I can't do this. I can't just go in and start losing money and then, no. I want to make money, not just sit there and not lose money. So the only way to know is to do it and to experience it, and then you'll know whether you can do it or not. There is no other way to know. Some people are just good at it and they love it. Some people are not good at it and they absolutely hate it. So, just like anything, pretty much, in life, people do what they're good at and people don't do what they're not good at. Problem is that everybody wants to make money and they're looking for ways to make money. And this seems very easy, you just buy or you sell and, pretty basic, but it's not as easy as it looks. Somebody told me one time, I was doing a demonstration at Online Trader Central, and he said, trading is easy. If it's going down, you just short. If it's going up, you just buy. And that sounds so logical, It's like, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just so easy. But try it and see what happens. It's not easy like it sounds. At the same time, it's really not that hard either. But it's your own mind that holds you back. It's your own fear and your own mind and your own emotions. And every time you lose, you lose. You lose everything. You lose the whole trade. Every time you should win, you didn't win because you got scared and got out. Well, if you do that, you definitely will not make it at trading. And then you're going to make these mistakes, all these different mistakes. And every time you make a mistake, you're going to be like, well, oh man, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. If I should have held it for longer, and if I would have held it for longer, I could have made this much money. And you're going to be shoulda, woulda, coulda over and over and over and over again. Kicking yourself over and over and over and over and over again. How would you like to have a job where you kick yourself all day long over and over and over again? Not too fun. That's why you either learn to overcome that, and not let it bother you, and just play it mathematically, play it non-emotionally, or you don't make it. It's that simple. It really is. Because nobody can handle that level of stress for very long. When I discovered the codes, it was like a dream come true. Because all of a sudden the stress is gone. I don't need to sit there and worry about whether it's going to keep going or it's not going to go, or what the shorters are doing, or somebody coming in and selling on the ask, somebody coming in buying at the bid. Where's the fake out? A lot of times they'll try to fake you out. Bidders will come in and try to get you to buy, but then they're sitting on the ask shorting, just stopping you from going anywhere. And then when you finally give up and they pull the bids, everybody gets scared and sells, and they make a bunch of money. And they're playing a game with you over and over and over again. You got to learn how to see through that stuff, not let it get to you. There's big games that are played with trading, with real trading. This isn't a game. This is just a game, mathematical game of what the computer's going to do. That's why I like it so much easier. At the same time, it's too easy. I don't like it because there's no challenge there, I like a real challenge so that my intellect can be challenged, and I can, when I overcome it, I can say, pat myself on the back and say, yep, I'm good. But when I do it with this, it's like, yeah, I know the code, big whoopee-doo. It's no big deal to me. But I feel good that I was able to discover the code and break it and stuff, so. Anyway, I will come back after I have taken another trade. Also, I want to read an email to you I got just today. I haven't even answered the email yet. And let me just say that I've been selling these videos now for 7 years, and I have had literally thousands of emails like this. Thousands of them. And for the longest time, I just thought that, everybody's just being scammed because it's being done to them on purpose. I'm not so sure about that anymore. I mean, I do think that that's true, but I think a lot of it is that people just are not traders. And it doesn't matter what system they use, they're just not going to be able to learn to trade. But anyway, here's the email. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says, David, my story is simple. I've lost nearly 15,000 with online scams, gurus, and golden goose systems that promise one thing but deliver another. I can't remember exactly how I stumbled on your site, but it seems interesting. I just wanted to reach out to you and ask you personally, man to man, if you are worthy of my trust. Well, if I wasn't worthy of your trust, do you think that I would be honest with you and tell you that I wasn't? You need to use your head here. The scammers never admit to being scammers. I am a man of God, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. There is a reason why you are you and I am me. There's a reason why we cross paths. I believe good things come to good peoples. Are you a good person? Again, if I wasn't a good person, would I admit to not being a good person? You won't find too many people out there who do that. I want to trust you. You are legitimate. Please tell me what I need to do next to be part of your inner circle. I want to give my family a better future, and I think your trading system is that missing key. Thank you, and God bless you always, David. That's my son's name, by the way. Very powerful name. Anyway, here's the reason why I wanted to read that email. Again, because I make it look so simple, does not mean that it is simple. Trading should be looked at as more of like a sport, a hobby, something that you do for fun, not something to be relied upon to make a living from. Now, if you can make a living from it because you become proficient at it and you learn to do it and everything like that, that's fantastic. You're now a professional trader. Professional trader by definition is somebody who is able to make a living from it, make money, to do it for a living. But keep in mind that most people will never be able to do that. Just like most people would never be able to become a professional tennis player, no matter how many years they practiced for. It wouldn't matter. they still would never be able to attain professional status as a tennis player or as anything else. Keep that in mind. I do not wish to give people a false hope. Trading it's easy for me, but it's difficult for people. I mean, it wasn't easy for me when I first started, but I took to it like a fish in water. I mean, it was just something that my mind loved. Every morning I used to get up and just absolutely look forward to the market opened. It was like the greatest event ever. And it would open up and I would just be like, smiling from ear to ear and watching it in awe and just, loving every second of it. I mean, to me, my computer, my monitors would jump up and down on the desk. They wouldn't really do that, but it seemed like it did because everything would just start going ballistic in the morning, and all my time and sales would all start firing up and everything like that, and the news would be coming out, and and then I'd be looking at the level twos and they'd be going crazy, and I'd be looking at all this stuff just going, wow, this is amazing, and I would just loved it, and wanted to put every last effort I had into it to learn it and to do it, knowing that it was just something for me. I was like born to do it, found my calling in life. And, but some people, that's not their calling. And they just would like to make money from it, but they're not good at it. And you need to realize the chances are that you're not going to be good at it either. That's the cold hard truth. And even knowing the code, you're probably not going to be good at it. But now, if it's something that you really want to try and you really want to try your best to overcome it, just like I did, the codes are the way to go, for sure. Absolutely 100% guaranteed that the codes are legit. 100% legit. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be successful. I want to point that out. Many people, I don't know how many people, honestly, I don't know, but people do email me and tell me they lose their money. And I don't know how or why or whatever, but they just do. And so, keep that in mind. You need to have absolute speculative money to do this with. When the market opens up a little bit more, okay, if I can start getting like an 80 tick range out of the market every day, it'd be great. Usually does 120, 140 tick range. Actually, it usually does 180 tick range. When I can get 180 tick, 140 tick range, if I can even just get an 80 tick range, we can do it. And I'll send out signals for the Nadex. And that way you can play the market with just $100. I mean, put $100 in your account. And then take trades that cost like $10, $15. And you either win the $10 or $15 or you lose the $10 or $15. And then you can take trades for, $50 and then $100 and then $200, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $20,000, whatever you want. But you can start really small to see if it's something that you like to do. That way you don't have to lose a whole bunch of money. To see to know that it's not for you. You take a few trades and you say, I don't like this. This is too hard. It's too difficult. It's not as easy as I thought. And you can back out after you've lost a couple $100 or something like that. I think that's a great way to do this. Instead of, you're putting $5,000 in the account and then losing it and then funding it with another $5,000 and losing that. And, I don't think that, you do this to make money. You don't do it to lose money. If you're losing money, then it's just not something you should be doing. I mean, when I started trading, I started making money right away. Of course, I was trading stocks, but, and yeah, I did learn lessons. I took a lot of losses. One time I gapped a stock that went bankrupt overnight. And I was in it, and I lost like 50% of my money I had into it. That was not an easy loss. But when it opened up, do you think I waited for it to go back up again? No. I sold it immediately. I cut my losses and got out. I did not hope that it would hopefully go back up again. One guy that gapped it with me, he said, "What am I supposed to do? I can't lose this much money. What should I do?" You should sell immediately. It's going bankrupt. You can sell it now for 50 cents. If you wait a little longer, maybe you could sell it for 25 cents. What should you do? I mean, and I don't know if he ever sold or whatever, but the people just, they don't want to accept the loss, and then they lose it all. I've seen it happen too many times. Again, the lesson to be learned from this: some people are traders, some people are not. Don't let this fool you that this is so easy. It's not. It takes work, skill, experience. It takes mastering your emotions. It takes going through a lot of trial and error, going through a lot of emotional distress, a lot of kicking yourself. It's not as easy as it looks. Anyway, if the market picks up, which I really think it will, hope it will, and I think it will, I will start sending out signals so I can be able to help all of you. I just want it to open up a little bit more. Maybe it'll start any time now. It could very well do it. And as soon as it does, I'll be happy to send out signals to help all of you. Otherwise, I'm going to start the fund right away. I want to start trading world markets and start putting my skills back to work again. Anyway, I'll come back. Dinner's not ready yet, so I thought I'd come on here and let's go to CNBC and look it up. CNBC here. Look up oil. Oh, everything's red. So oil is saying it's 48.73. CNBC is saying that. 48.73, and it is 48.67. So saying it's right there, it's really right there. That's because it was 73 just a short time ago. I think it updates itself every 10 minutes or so, something like that, on the website. Maybe 15 minutes, I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, I just want to show that it's saying the price that it currently is. And so it's not a market replay. And besides, there's no such a thing as trading a market replay. The only thing a market replay does is show you like a video or something of what the market did. You can't trade on it. People who say that just want people not to believe that this is true. And as weird as that is. Anyway, it's going to be a bit here before I can take another trade, so I will come back when I do. But I still think that it'll go up a bit more, and then what it's doing right now is just faking people out to go down again, and it'll go up a bit more, and then it'll finally roll over and come down, most likely. Anyway, I'll come back. By the way, I've been getting some questions about Bitcoin, whether you can trade it and stuff like that using the code. Yes, you absolutely can. I'm going to analyze it to see if it has a code 2 to it. If it does, I'll start trading it. It's very possible that it may have a code 2. A lot of things do. Not everything, though. Actually, most things don't have a code 2. At least I've not found one. The Forex does. Oil does. Gold does not. Gold has no code 2. But I will analyze it to see if Bitcoin does. And a lot of people ask me, do you think that Bitcoin is going to keep going higher, or do you think it's going to go down? As a trader, you never want to think those things. You don't care whether it goes higher or whether it goes down. You could care less. It means nothing to you as a trader. All you care about is if you take an entry going either way, that it will keep going in the direction that you took the direction. That's all you care about. In other words, you just care about making money from it. You don't care if it goes up or down. If you did buy it, you would want it to keep going up. If it keeps going up, you can hold it. Maybe it'll go to 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. Who knows? Who cares? You don't care about that. You just care about getting the direction right. The last thing in the world you want to do is think that it's going to do a certain thing, and then you hold on to it, thinking, oh, well, it'll go, it'll do it, Imagine the people that bought gold at 2,000 thinking it was going to go to 5,000. Well, they were wrong. And they lost their money. You don't think things like that. Real traders do not think things like that. We just trade. We don't care what it does. All we care is that we can get it right. And many times in order to get it right, you have to work at it. You have to work at your entries. You get it wrong, get out for small loss. Get it wrong, get out for small loss. Get it wrong, get out for a small loss. You keep doing that until you get it right. You get it right, start holding it for a bit. Hopefully you can make a good trade on it. You buy it at 1,300 and it goes to 1,800, you make a nice profit. You short it at 1,300, it goes down to 800, you make a nice profit. We do not care what it's going to do. We play the chart. Chart tells you what it's going to do. Anyway, I'll come back. But as a trader, I would be looking at it to look for a top on it. Right when the exuberance hits and it really shoots up really big, I would be looking to short it to get a top on it. And but that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be right. It could shoot up to 1,800 and then I short it and then it goes back down to 1,500, then shoots back up and keeps going, goes past 1,800. If it does that, I just simply break even on the trade, no big deal, and I take another position on it later. Got it wrong, But if I get it right and it hits 1,800, I think I could probably get out for 1,000 and take an 800, profit. 800 worth of profit, whatever it is I've got into it, which could be a lot of money. So, but nowhere near as much money as if you'd have bought it when it was first starting out and it shot all the way to 1,300. That's how you become a millionaire, doing that. It only takes one thing. Put $5,000 into it, you'd be a millionaire. Anyway, I'll come back. I want to read another email that I got recently. This one came on April 11th, 2017. It says, I was losing too much money with the code in futures, so I switched to Forex because I risk less and I am still having a hard time. I purchased multiple products from you and have invested over 1,500 with you over the course of how many ever years. I really need you to help me to get this. It's crazy when I'm losing money, but on YouTube, you are making money. Are you only using the code, or are you using other things as well? Be honest with me. I'm in Detroit, so I need this really bad. Do you know what's happening in Detroit, Pontiac, and Flint, Michigan? It's rough. I thought the code was the way to help me financially, but all I have done is lost money. I trade only one pair in Forex, Euro, US dollar. I'm trying to get this down first before I move forward with anything else. Help me, Dave. Thank you. You see, I've been getting emails like this lately. And, I really don't know what to say. I've done everything that I can do as a person to teach everything that I know about the codes. The only thing that I can say is that obviously this person does not understand the code. It's that simple. They just simply do not understand the code. If they understood the code, there's no possible way they'd be losing money. It's just not possible. Or they're just not traders. They may understand the code, but they just do everything wrong. Like I told a story about people buying IBZT at 8 pennies right when I told them not to buy, they bought. And then I told them to sell immediately, and they didn't sell and lost their money. Or about the housing, and it's skyrocketing up, and I told everybody to sell. And even more people wanted to buy. And I told them, you know, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. It's not going to keep going up like this. It's going to crash. Actually, I didn't say it was going to crash. I just said you're making a huge mistake. You need to get out of the market now for a while. And instead, they all bought, and they all lost their homes. You know, it's just. How about my blackjack system? This one guy comes out from San Diego, which is my hometown, and you know, he comes out. I meet him at the casino, and I teach him my system, and then he goes out and he plays, and he didn't do what I told him to do. He kept trying to win. You know, I have a specific betting strategy, and he kept trying to use the betting strategy, and it wasn't working. Kept losing the money, kept losing his chips, which is normal to happen. And so what he did was he thought, well, I'm not going to let it ride this many times. I'm going to pull it after this many times. That was his mistake. And right when he did that, he started getting blackjacks. And if he would have done my system, he would be way up in money. But he didn't do it. And another example of people not doing what I tell them to do. A common mistake people do when they trade is every time they lose the full amount. Every time they win, they only win a partial of that amount. So basically, let's say they lose 20 ticks on a trade. The next trade, and they're winning, and they win 20 ticks, and they're break even, they get out right there. Now they're just break even. But they feel good in their minds that they're break even. But then when they lose again, now they're 20 ticks down. And then they win again, now they're, 20, back to break even again. They're just spinning the wheels, not getting anywhere. And then they start, taking other risks and start losing. Or how about when I ran a signal service using the code 2 on the Forex, and I was sending out signals. I had about 50 members or something like that back then, and a lot of people would quit because, and I would ask them, why did you quit? I mean, we're, doing pretty good, making about, I forget how many ticks a month I was making now. I don't remember anymore, but I was doing pretty good. And they said, well, every time I lose the full amount of the ticks, and then every time I should have won, I got out too early because I was scared, and yep, that'll do it. And they end up, just then they lose, a couple of them in a row or something, and they just get wiped out. They just don't want to do it anymore, and so that's why you really have to. That's why trading is not easy. You have to understand how things work. And all people do is they see me hitting one trade after another, winning, and they think it looks so easy, and it really isn't. It really isn't. And but you know what boggles my mind? You would not believe how many people come in, never traded before in their lives, come in, open up an account, watch the code, watch the videos, and then go out and trade in a real account, never traded before. And then they lose their money. And then they're like, I don't know what happened, why it happened. But you didn't even practice trading. You didn't even practice. I mean, there is nothing in this world that you can do with any proficiency at all without practicing. You can't even throw a frisbee without practicing. I mean, everything takes practice. But they didn't know. They didn't know. So I'm starting to think that trading should be kept to the professionals who just are natural born traders. Like people who are natural born singers. You think anybody taught them to sing? No. They already knew how to sing. You think anybody taught me to trade? No. I already knew how to trade. I taught myself. Those of us who are really good, we don't need anybody to teach us. So anyway, not to say that people don't learn, because they do. The greatest trader in South Africa learned from me. And, and many other people are successful too, but don't kid yourself and don't fall for, don't let me make this, give you false hope. Trading is not as easy as it looks, and if you will be successful, it will take a lot of hard work on your part, for sure. Okay, I've got a short position here. This is a bit of a risky trade. Stop's going to be real small. Let me set it. Okay, stop is set for 48.59. That's a 6-tick stop here. Okay, if it breaks down here and starts going, it'll look pretty good, but it's a fairly risky trade here. I really thought it was going to go long here because it's uncharacteristic for it to continue down like this before it goes long first. Yeah, here it comes. Well, I had to go for it. If it hits the stop, I'm not going to go long here. It's too risky. I'm going to play the breakout technique, assuming it looks good. Otherwise, I'm going to take the last code that I called and just take that one, because that one will be easier. And it's probably going to pop up like I said earlier. I'll come back. Okay, it got me. I'm out. I will come back. See, I knew that was going to be a risky trade right there. See, what it's most likely going to do here is it's most likely going to pop up and go up first. It's a good chance that it will shoot up too, quite a bit, and then it'll roll back over and come back down. It did go up to there, but didn't go up to the 95 I was looking for, 90.95. But anyway, it's a bit risky right here. If I could get a better code entry on it, I would take it, but I just can't. The code 1 is not doing good today right now. I don't have anything that's good, so I'm sort of blind a little bit on what to do. But I can play the breakout technique, and if it doesn't go too far, I will go ahead and play that one. But the problem with that is that there's another code, and it would be better for me just to take that one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the last code, and I should be able to hit that one pretty easy. Anyway, I'll come back. As you can see, it ended up going down, and I just got stopped out by a little bit there. But I didn't have a good code 1 entry. For whatever the reason, the code 1 is just not working for some reason. I don't know why. But there's just no good code 1 entry. When I say the code 1, I don't mean free trading. I mean the actual code. And I couldn't figure one out, so I was unable to use that as a precision level entry into the code 2. So therefore, I don't know what it's going to do, but I bet you it bounces right here. If I wanted to risk it, I could go long right here, right now. And it's probably going to bounce up here and then roll back over again. But it's risky. I mean, since I don't have a real code 1 entry, it's risky. And when you trade, you need to be able to judge the risk. This isn't gambling. This isn't flip a coin and I'm going to choose heads this time. No, I'm going to choose tails this time. That's gambling. This is about being able to wait for the mathematics to get into your favor, and then you take a trade. Right now, I don't have the mathematics in my favor. I cannot mathematically figure out what the right entry is. So what should I do? Gamble and take a flip a coin to see which direction it's going to go? No, you stay out. On the next code will be easier. It should be easier. Because either it's going to drop down, then the next code will go back up, or it'll go up and then come back down again. Most likely. Sometimes it'll go up and keep going up. It does do that too, but it'll be easier for me to read and to see. So anyway, I am going to stay out for here right now. I don't know which way it's going to go mathematically, and I am going to take the next code. One really good thing though, look at the chart here. 49.20 is up here, right? Goes down to 48.20. We've got a 100 tick range on the chart right now. This is good. This is very, very good. Hopefully oil is going to start opening up here like this. And if it does, then absolutely I will send out signals. I just, yesterday it went into like a really bad 30 tick range, and it's going to be awfully hard for me to send out signals when it's only going 30 ticks. I mean, it's pretty tough. But right now we have a better range here, and if this holds up, I don't want to start the signals and all of a sudden it just gets really tight again. It's going to be really bad. I mean, I really hope that it starts to pick up here. It should. I really think that it will. But there's no guarantee of that, So, I know a lot of you need help and you want to make money, and I really do want to help you. But need to be realistic about this too. We need this market to open up a bit. Today, moving 100 ticks, very good. That's very, very good. If it would have moved like this every day, I could send out signals, no problem. Anyway, I'll come back. I'm going to take another entry here. I figured out the code 1. I'm going to take a code 1 entry. Be right back. Okay, I've taken a short position. I've got a code 1 entry here. Setting the stop. Okay, stop set at 48.39. And the only thing I don't like about this entry, well, the code 1 could get really tight in here, and then the code 2 that I called out is going to take over. I don't like this entry. Well, just let it play out, and I still have another code 2 to take, so if I lose on this one, I can come back again with another 40 tick win. Anyway, I'll come back. Okay, it just came and got me again. It's being very, very tricky here. I think it's going to pop back up now, though. I'm looking to get long, and I have got a code 2, looking to see the direction here. Be right back. Okay, I've taken a long position here. It's going to pop back up now. Let me go ahead and set the stop. I'll be right back. Okay, stop is set to 48.33. I'll come back. It's definitely really jumping around a lot. I haven't really seen this in a while. It's just, it's really, really jumpy right here for some reason. But I do have a code 1 entry, looking for the code 2 here, and looking for a pop back up. Let me show you charting members out there. Remember, I always said look at the daily. You see how each one of these red lines ends with a line there, comes down, line there, comes down, line there, comes down, line there. Now this one already has a line, but there's a good chance that that line will get even bigger. Now it may not do it right here, it may do it later. This one has a big line. This one doesn't have much of a line, neither does this one. This one does. This one not too big. This one doesn't have much of a line. This one has a huge line. There's a good chance it's going to make a line right there, plus we have a code 2 to go with it. So like I said, always use the daily in combination with the code 2 to get a feel for what it's going to do. Now the daily doesn't look very good. I mean, I'm not going to say it does. It doesn't look very good. We're going against the move down, but there is a code 2 there. So it's a calculated mathematical risk. Anyway, bring back to 10 minute here. Okay, hopefully this thing's going to continue to go up, and I'm just going to go for 30 ticks on this trade. Let me go ahead and adjust it now. Take it down to 71. Just for a quick 30 ticks. That will bring me back up to right there, 71. Okay, I'll come back. I wanted to send out signals for the Nadex because I can play the chart on oil real well, the daily chart. But the thing is I forgot that these would come somewhere around 1 o'clock in the morning California time, or 4 o'clock in the morning New York time, and most of you are going to be asleep at that time, so you really couldn't take advantage of the signals for the Nadex. But people in Singapore and Hong Kong can, and even in Europe can, and Australia can. But for the Americans or the USA, you're really going to be asleep at that time, and you really can't take advantage of it. And that's why I realized, if I'm going to send out signals for the futures during the USA market, I need the codes to open up some. Sending out a code for 30 ticks is, there's no range there at all, and then the code will go back the other way. I have to send out another signal, which is really difficult to do. You have to, not only do I have to watch the market and everything like that, but I have to prepare the signal and everything. It's really difficult. So I need it to open up more. Now I can send out signals for the Nadex, and everybody on this side of the world can take advantage of it very easily. Over here in Hong Kong, Singapore, etc., Australia, Europe, could take advantage of it very easily. But also I can send out signals for the euro, US dollar, but that's going to come, close to the same time. So you're not going to be able to take advantage of that either, except for the people in Europe, and people in Asia could take advantage of it. So that's a problem right there. And then I realized, okay, well, if I'm going to send it out for the USA market, I need the codes to open up more. Can't just play with 30 tick codes here. I need them to open up to, something. I mean, normally I go for 100 ticks on the code 2. If it opened up to that, we would all be, happy as can be. But even if it just opens to 50, I can do it. 50 or 60 ticks would be good. 60 ticks would be good. 80 ticks would be good. 100 ticks is good. 120, 140 ticks is normal. So if as soon as it opens up, I can definitely offer those. If you're still interested in the Nadex, no matter what time, let me know. And I'll take it into consideration. I may start doing the Nadex anyway, because I'm already trading the Nadex, and I use the chart to do it with. So I can help you out that way. But just realize that for those in the States, not going to come at a good time, that's for sure. And it's just such a pain, for me, because for me trading, I can do everything. I can trade the euro, US dollar, I can trade the Nadex, I can trade the Nadex using the euro, US dollar, got the code 2, I can trade the Nadex using the code 2 on the oil, I can trade the Nadex using the chart itself on the daily, because I'm really good at the daily chart. I've got so many options available to me just with the code and with the Nadex alone, not to mention trading worldwide stocks. There's always gems coming out everywhere. Gems in Europe, Asia, all kinds of good companies that you never even heard of before that are moving, and and you can get in on them while they're just moving. They're just starting to move, and get on them, take advantage of a 2-3 month move, and do really super well, you know. So anyway, I'll come back. Hopefully this one will keep on going. We're not out of the woods yet, but getting close. Moving back up here again. Still don't have a breakout yet. Looking for a breakout now. If I can get a breakout going long, then I know I got it right. Should be able to hit the 30 ticks, no problem. Otherwise, I do have a code 1 long entry, which looks good. There's a very good chance I got it right here. I got a code 1 long. I've got code 2, which appears to be long, looking for the breakout. But if it breaks below 48.40, I'm going to jump out. So one tick, if it goes down to 48.39, I'm going to jump out manually and reevaluate the trade. It's really, really tricky and jumpy here. It's not acting quite right. What I want to see it do is shoot up here now and stop playing this game and go and do a breakout, which would be a breakout technique to go long. Then I know mathematically I've got it. Otherwise, as soon as it drops below, hits 39, I'm out. Okay, it just did it, I'm out. It's just not acting right here at all. It looks like it's going to roll over here and go short, but I am uncertain of that. Let me think about this. I'll be right back. I'm going to calculate. Yeah, if I get a code 1 short entry here, I'm going to take it. I think it's rolling over here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm short. I got a code 1 short entry here. Looks like it's just going to roll over and go down even further. Anyway, let me set the stop. Okay, stop is set at 48.48. Very tricky here. It's very, very tricky. It, you know, and I don't have any code 1s to give me any kind of help. I don't understand. I don't know why the code 1's not working. They are just not working today. They appear to be offset, but I can't even find an offset. So this is, the code 1s are absolutely no help here on the direction, which they usually always are. Always. 99% of the time. I don't know why it's not working today. Something really weird about the code here today. And it's very strange the way it's acting too. It's not acting right at all. I don't know why it's doing this. Take a look at the daily. It looks like it just wants to go down even further. That's what it looks like it's getting ready to do. It's already gone down quite a bit, as you can see. Anyway, this is not an easy day today. That's for sure. Anyway, I'll come back. It's starting to make a move down here. We'll see if it continues. It's very, very, very jumpy. I mean, not choppy, it's jumpy. It's very, very jumpy here. And, you know, if it was going to bounce up, it would have already done so. So I really think it's about to drop here. It looks like it wants to come down more on the daily. So it's already moved down a lot, but looks like it wants to go down even more. Very, very strange trading though today. You know, what really got me perplexed is how the code 1 is not even working. I can't even find a code 1. That's really, really weird. Like something really strange has happened to it, you know, like we're in some type of weird type of event taking place, and something, you know, big is about to happen, like it wants to drop out maybe, and really move down further on the daily, like a day like this, for instance, or a day like this, for instance. We'll see. I've only got a 30 tick exit on this one though. I don't try to push it for too much. Unless it really starts to drop hard, then I'll pull it. I'll pull it and go for like 50 ticks or something. But anyway, it's very risky here. It could go either way. And I have zero help on the code 1. I don't understand that. Usually I always take all my entries via a code 1. and then use it into the code 2. But I got no code 1 entries. They're not working today. Isn't that weird? That is bizarre. Anyway, I will come back. When I say they're not working, what I mean by that is they're all over the place working free trading, but they're not working with respect to being able to mathematically figure out the code 1. There doesn't seem to be a mathematical code 1 today. In other words, something that I can rely on 100% for an entry. I can free trade the code 1 if I wanted to, but with a much lower accuracy. You know, that's the reason why I like to figure it out prior to my entry, so that I can use it as a specific entry into the code 2. And this particular one would have been a key, and I could not find a key today. Nothing. Doesn't appear to be one. And then on top of that, the special not working. Then on top of that, the temp is not working. Then on top of that, the next special is not working. And then on top of that, the secondary is not working. I mean, it's just not working. It's crazy. Like somebody, you know, did something weird to the code today. Anyway, a good day to stay out of the market today, you know, or just play that first code 2 I hit. That's why I think it's going to continue to go down here. But see, it's tough. There's no way I can teach people this stuff. You know, it's too complex. You need experience. You know, there's just no way to teach this. I could teach the codes, but I can't teach experience. Anyway, I'll come back. If it goes up and hits the stop on me again, I'm gonna call it a day, throw in the towel for today, because you know, I have no good mathematics today at all to use. It just there's just something is wrong with the code today. I don't know what it is, but it's not right. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, I had to adjust the stop there. I can see where the code 2 is now. It is going to go down here. And so I had to adjust the stop to make sure that the stop won't get hit. This is a mathematical calculation on the stop using the code 2. I can see it now. But there's no good code 1 entries to use into the code 2, making it very, very tricky, very risky. You can see it chopping around here on the daily, on the 10-minute too. It's really bad. Anyway, I'm short, got a relatively big stop on it. I may increase the exit past 30 ticks to see the way it acts once it breaks down. Once it goes below there, we'll see what it does. If it really wants to go down, I'll increase the exit, say to 40, maybe 50. I'll come back. Try to impart some lessons to all of you, things for you to learn from. One time this guy called me up on the phone, and he said, you know, he bought my course, and he said, you know, I am long oil at $90, and currently, at the time, it was like $105 it was running at. And so he was up $15, and I think he had like $15,000 into it. And so he was up quite a bit of money. And I said, that's great, that's great. And he said, you know, he thought it was going to go to $200 a barrel, you know. And I said, yeah, that's great, that's great. If it goes up there, you'll make a whole bunch of money for sure. And he wanted my advice, you know. What did I think about that and everything? I said, well, I think it's wonderful. But whatever you do, just make sure you put a break-even stop on the trade back at 90, you know. And he said, well, why should I do that? I said, well, if it goes all the way back to 90, you certainly don't want to go below your price and to lose money, right? And he said, well, I've looked at the charts and I didn't see anything it do anything like that. I said, well, oil can do anything, you know, so it can absolutely go back from 105 back to 90 again, no problem. And he said, no, I don't think so. I said, well, whatever you do, just put a break-even stop on the trade, you know, don't be foolish about that. And he called me up 2 weeks later, basically almost crying on the phone, and he wanted, he wanted his money back for the course, and he had ridden it all the way down from 105 down to $80 a barrel, lost all of his money in his account, lost the 15,000 that he put in, and whatever other money in his account he had, and and he just was very, upset. And I told him, I said, well, I told you to put a break-even stop on the trade. And you see, people have their own ideas, even though they learn from me and they want my experience, my advice and everything. They don't listen. They just simply don't listen. And then they blame me for their mistakes. And this is not fair for me. I have given good advice. I'm a good trader. I don't make these sort of mistakes myself. You always need to plan your trade and trade your plan. You never ever take these gambling risks, but he did, and many people do, and they lose their money. It's not my fault, it's not the code's fault. It's their fault. They make these mistakes. And you only need to make one mistake one time. Just one mistake one time. There goes your account. Say goodbye. That's the problem with trading the futures. You do that with the stock market. Let's say you got a $10,000 account, a $20,000 account, or $50,000 account, or $100,000 account, whatever, and you put a certain percentage into a stock, and that stock goes bankrupt, it's worth zero. You don't lose your whole account. You make one mistake like that in the futures, you lose your whole account. It's just the problem with playing the futures, and people don't realize that. So let's say you have a $10,000 account, you put $2,000 in a stock. That stock goes bankrupt, you lose $2,000. Can't lose any more than that. You have a $10,000 account, you put $2,000 into oil. It goes the wrong way on you. That whole $10,000 account could be gone very quickly and very easily. You see the difference? That's why futures is, you have to know what you're doing. It's dangerous. You must play with the stop at all times. And you must play with a tight stop. You can't play with these loose stops. All you need to do is be wrong a few times and boom, there goes your account. This is what's happening to people. And then they blame me. And they don't realize that they're ones that are trading wrong. And so, the market opens up, I'll send out signals. Until then, there's so many opportunities out there to make money. I am going to allow people to send me money. I'll put it into my account. I will trade it. And I will make very good money, and I will share the profits with all my investors. And that way, those of you with money, you can put your money to work. I know there's nowhere to put your money to work nowadays. There's just nowhere to go. And so you can, if you trust me, if you believe in me, you can put your money with me. Anyway, this trade, this position right here, nothing about this feels right. By the way, I do have a breakout going short, so technically this should be going down. But nothing about this feels right in any way. Just the whole thing is just messed up. The code 1 is completely messed up. I've never seen anything like this before. And just nothing about this feels right. The only thing I can think of is just that it's going to continue to go down. Now, keep in mind something. The mathematics of that is very bad. Very bad. But the code is saying to go down. The code 2 is absolutely 100% saying to go down. I have a breakout technique on the code saying go down. So, as bad as it may seem mathematically, the code is saying it. So seems to be like some special circumstance here that I don't know why or what's going on, but something out there has happened that I'm not familiar with, that is controlling this, that is making it do this, like it's gonna make a big move down. That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, if it were to go back up and hit the stop, that would mean the code didn't work. That would mean the code 2 did not even work. And I don't believe that. Unless something happened, they completely changed it. I don't know. I mean, but it should absolutely work. So, and it's saying go short. So, I'm looking for it to go down here, to continue down, make a bigger move down. That's the only thing. But again, the mathematics on that are very bad. I mean, we're talking like no better than 20%. They're bad. Just the exact opposite of what you want. You know, you're looking for an 80% mathematics, not 20%. So, but I'm here to show the codes. The code 2 says go down. I have a breakout technique, mathematical confirmation of it going down. So, I'm waiting for it to go down. I will come back. Okay, this thing is acting too crazy for me today. Came up and hit the stop. I'm all done. I'll call it a day here, and I will be back to fight another day. I have no idea what happened to the code though today. Very, very bizarre. Something came in and changed the code, I think. I don't know what it is or what happened, but something weird happened to the market. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow to do some more trading. Happy trading.